morning, you lovely lot, or is it afternoon? Depends when you're watching. Long weekend, bit of a road trip. It was like six and a half hours in each direction. Stayed over the evening. But remember that big update I was telling you about? I'm going to reveal all today. Got my YouTube on in the background. Gary's dog's in the house. What am I watching today? It's the FPE, I think the mic is it, for performance engineering. A lot of Fiestas, but some cool shit on there, like compound turbo setup, supercharged setups on Z-Techs and a few other different engines. A lot of Fiestas. I'm not a Fiesta man, but cool as shit to watch. Also catching up on StavTech. He's built a big Volvo boat engine to put in a MX-5, and he's also got his Toyota getting back on the road. So StavTech, I'm enjoying watching him. I think I got that turbo something to do with StavTech. My mate Steve StavTech. But yeah, so I'm new to YouTube, but I'm catching up on a lot of channels, enjoying them in the background. Excuse the mess in the garage again. Got stuff everywhere. Cosy bits. There's all bits that I told you last time. I've just got stuff everywhere at the minute. So I'm going to have a tidy up either today or tomorrow. I've had a bit turn up for the Mondale that I was working on. The big update you want to know is in regards to the F2. Basically, the big update for this is this area here. That gearbox there is a brand new gearbox. That is Barrow Motorsport built that up for me with a Quaife diff, shot and peen internals. Good gearbox, but again it's a rod shift off a standard NTX 75. Was contemplating putting another box in there I've got from an RS Focus with a cars diff, but that one is for this engine really, because this engine will destroy a Quaife, it will destroy many things. It's 500 brake. So the box I got off my mate off Instagram, Taz, I got the box off him. He builds a lot of things, RS Taz. I got that gearbox off him, so that should be going in here. So it's not going in there. The bit that's going in there, you'll have to wait a minute. I'll show you in a minute, because what we've got going on at the minute. Cylinder head's gone. See, rocker cover, turbo. Pissing down today, so we're in the dry. But cylinder head's off at MJA. Having the valves recut, stem seals, pressure tested, make sure it's not cracked anywhere. That'll be new buckets as well. I'm going to try and get me a set of new buckets. If you can't, I'll just get them off PJ Motorsport because he sells the buckets. And the head will be ready to just sit back on for now. So I ain't got a piss about in the future, it's just sat there ready. But in regards to the big update, it's about, I just told you that, and I'll show you what it is. Ta-da! There you go. Knowledgeable amongst you will see that that's Satchells 6-speed sequential dog box. The absolute bollocks of gearboxes. Currently on a Duratec bell housing. I'm going to contact Satchells and try and get the MTX bell housing. They do sell the Focus RS MTX bell housing. I know there's a slight difference on the MTX from the Focus RS to the RS 2000, so I'll have a chat with them. But I'll get the correct bell housing and that'll bolt straight onto this. I'll have to make up some engine mounts, and it's obviously got the equal length shafts, so I'll have to make a new plate there to go on the back of the N7A block. But that is something I've always wanted for the Maxi, a sequential gearbox. Gonna sound absolutely awesome because it's dog gears. Just gonna be an awesome bit of kit. But that's not all we've got there. We've got, if you see here, that's the gear. That tells you what gear you're in. But this little setup here is flat shift, so don't need a clutch. You can flat shift the vehicle. You don't need to lift off, the throttle. You don't need a clutch with the sequential anyway once you're going on the track. But in regards to changing gear, you don't need to lift off the throttle, because this, it's only like a millisecond, not even tenth of a second, I don't think, but it cuts ignition. So when you change gear, it does it all for you. So you can stay flat out on the throttle. But some of you will know my feet were damaged a good few years ago now. I can't heel and toe anymore. So on track you really do need to heel and toe to get that throttle going on a downshift. Here we've got a vacuum actuator, which basically this, you bolt this onto the throttle linkage, onto the Genvis, and that will blip the throttle on a downshift. So basically that's your heel and toe mechanism. So you get that set up, and it's just like a little vacuum actuator. It's like a little servo, and it'll pull basically the throttle for you. So that's the flat shift, and then she's going up the gears, and then downshift. So basically it's doing everything for me. 6-speed sequential, absolutely brilliant bit of kit, and that will look the bollocks in the car as well, the shifter. Just going to sound amazing and be so much easier to drive on track, because it's a all-out track car. It will be road legal, but just for the fact that I want to put my reg on it, I will take it up and down the road to test it before track days and things. That's the only reason I want it road legal. It's not going to be an enjoyable car to drive on the roads. But this has made me day, this gearbox. Always wanted one, got one. But we've got to look into getting her in the bay, because at the moment I've got Group A engine mount down here, a Vibratechnics mount onto the back of the bell housing. We had to make this cross member mount that goes from the Vibra to the block. We had to make that because this on a Group A, I think this engine sits down 1.5 inches to 2 inches lower than the standard engine. But if we're looking here, we've got my AN16, was that 16 I think it was, joy sump. So I might have to move that, because obviously the rod shift of the gearbox is going to go through the bulkhead to the gearbox, so I might have to relocate the dry sump pipe, a few other bits. But over winter we'll bell housing first. Need to sort the bell housing out first so I can get the box bolted on, then start sorting out mounts. But that gearbox in this car on 300 NA engine is gonna be the absolute bollocks, and I'm chuffed to bits. Cost a few quid, but you know it's going to be worth it. Everybody knows sequential box just going to sound amazing. So this year got a lot of work to do. It's not an easy just bolt in job, especially with the rod shift going through the bulkhead and making up new mounts, but I'll get it done. Because it's a shed load of money just to sit there. So it's got to go in, and this car's got to get back on track. Cheers.